At WrestleMania 38, Cody Rhodes made his illustrious return to the WWE. And it was so shocking to me to see Cody Rhodes return to the WWE with the American Nightmare gimmick, his greatest creation, as well as returning with his soon-to-be iconic theme music that he had in AEW. Cody Rhodes is back, and he is a bigger deal than he has ever been in his entire career right now. And he is the biggest babyface in the WWE. But we all know the journey of Cody Rhodes was not easy. In Cody's first run in WWE, he was a part of numerous factions. His gimmick was tweaked and or changed numerous times. And for the most part, he was one of the WWE's top mid-carders. But he never once sniffed the main eventer spot. His career remained stagnant, which unfortunately led to Cody Rhodes' gimmick ultimately being changed to the Stardust character, a character that was a tribute of some sort to his older brother Goldust. And in my opinion, it doesn't look like this was Cody Rhodes' idea, and he was not pleased with this gimmick at all. But Cody remained extremely professional. You honestly wouldn't have known that he was not enjoying being this character. He put a lot of his charisma into that character. But it only lasted 2 years, and before you know it, Cody Rhodes was not with the WWE anymore. He was unhappy with the character and decided to ask for his release in 2016. And soon thereafter, he began his campaign on the independent circuit, while also making numerous appearances for TNA and New Japan Pro Wrestling, wrestling some of the best wrestlers in the world that had never signed with WWE and some former WWE superstars. Not only did Cody make a name for himself on the independent circuit, but he formed a lot of great relationships along the way, mostly with one of the greatest tag teams in the world in the Young Bucks. And in his stint with Ring of Honor, not only did he win gold with the Young Bucks, he also won the World Championship for that company, a barrier that he had not broke in the WWE. And that's just a short list of things that Cody Rhodes accomplished away from the WWE. On January 1st, 2019, it was announced that a new company would be joining the wrestling world and making a big splash. And that company is now known as AEW, owned by Tony Khan, a sports executive and the son of billionaire sports tycoon Shahid Khan. And Cody was in a unique environment because he was named the executive vice president of this company, as well as being an employee of the company as a wrestler, and his best friends, the Young Bucks, received the same privilege. This was a great opportunity for Cody Rhodes at the time, and this was also an opportunity for him to rub it in the WWE's face, because he was now the vice president of a company that could potentially be a threat to the WWE, or at least that's what AEW's subliminal message was. And in his run with the company, he became the inaugural AEW TNT champion on May 2nd, 2020, winning that title on 3 occasions. But besides all of the wrestling stuff, Cody Rhodes was a big part of AEW. Not only was he a wrestler and the vice president, he also scouted talent and trained talent. He was comfortable in his position as any person would be, and he felt like he finally found a home in AEW. The company had some of the best names in the business, whether it be wrestlers, ring announcers, commentators. AEW was stacked and still is to this day. Cody had been poking fun at the WWE and taking shots at the WWE while he was with AEW on numerous occasions. Even before the launch of AEW, he obviously was still not pleased from his treatment in the company in his last run. And to many fans of AEW, including many members of the AEW roster, it was clear that Cody Rhodes had a true disdain for the WWE. But those opinions would soon change, and after 3 long years with the company, February 15th, 2022 would be his last match with AEW, and he and Tony Khan would not be able to come to an agreement on the terms for the new contract. So he departed AEW, and that's when the rumors started coming in heavy. Of course, many people thought that it was no way that Cody Rhodes would go back to the WWE after all he has said, all he has done, and all he has accomplished since being away. But after a while, these were no longer rumors, and it was confirmed that Cody Rhodes re-signed with the WWE. And it was no longer a matter of if he will return, but when. And nobody is stupid. Everyone knew that WrestleMania was right around the corner. And what better way to reintroduce Cody Rhodes to the WWE than to bring him back at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. And that is exactly what occurred on night 1 of WrestleMania, and it was totally epic. Him and Seth Rollins had a great match, and the fans were glad to see Cody back. He had a great pop, and it was just a great WrestleMania moment. Whatever Cody was lacking before that didn't make him a main eventer in his first run in WWE, he surely has it now, and he made it his mission to make a name for himself. And I'm sure in the back of his mind, he wanted to return to the WWE, which he did, but making a statement, being a huge star. And out of all of his personas, from dashing to undashing to Stardust, his father was the inspiration for his new persona. His father was the American Dream, and Cody Rhodes is the American Nightmare. And on the Raw after WrestleMania, the American Nightmare stated that he wants to become the WWE champion, and that was always the main goal for him because his father never won the WWE championship, and he wanted to put that belt in his father's hands physically, but he stated that that is no longer a possibility because the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, is no longer with us. But Cody can still make his father proud by hoisting up that WWE championship and making history for his family. He truly went from undesirable to undeniable, and he will be the man to dethrone Roman Reigns. It's really crazy how life comes full circle. Cody Rhodes was a man who was not looked at as a top guy in WWE, but he betted on himself, he went out and made a name for himself, and now he is that top guy. And this chapter in his life has only just begun. If you guys like this video, make sure you like this video, and please, please, please subscribe. If you have any thoughts, please leave them in the comment section down below. And thank you for watching.